That's Martin in motion. They give it to Wells, comes left side, breaks the tackle, and he's in the clear. We'll count it off. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ohio State, 72 yards.
You'll see in the Big Ten. And maybe the best lead blocker you're going to have out of a backfield. Jamar Martin. Wells tries it again, bounces outside, he's going to get there. Touchdown, Ohio State. They're on the board first. So keeping things solid and uncomplicated for Krenzel, but now it brings up 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Martin and Wells out of the eye. Wells over the right side, got the first down. He may have a touchdown. He's gone. Touchdown, Ohio State. Jonathan Wells, 46 yards for his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
To go to another quarterback.
1st and 5. Wells busts through to the end zone. 3rd touchdown of the afternoon for Jonathan Wells. An 11-yard.
3rd down at about 2 feet. Everybody loaded up. High backfield. Schnitker, the fullback. Krenzel's going to give it off to Clarett, and he's got not only a first down, he might have it all. Maurice Clarett, first big play of his Buckeye career, is a touchdown. Again, the tight end on the move, and the handoff. Clarett, and he's in the open field. Goodbye, Maurice. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
He's in a tailback. He gets the first call. Slant, first down, breaks free, he's got great speed. They got an angle on him though, and they've got him. There's Clarett, right side, he's got the angle. Breaks a tackle. Clarett out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Buckeyes.
There's Clarett, 20 yards short of 1,000. He'll get his first carry momentarily. Bet on it. Ben Hartsock, an underrated tight end over there. Big shift with Shane Olivier out. Ivan Douglas moves from left tackle to right, and the freshman, Rob Sims. This is a big test for him today. Now it is 2nd down and 10 for Krenzel. Here's Clarett's first carry. He's within 15 yards. He's going to get it on his first carry. He's over 1,000 yards for the
2nd down and short. Clarett to the middle, slashes free, 30, the difference maker, 20, 15. There it is. Look at the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. They know what a difference number 13 brings to this attack. That's a 29-yard burst now for Maurice Clarett. They're lining up behind the fullback. They'll show power with a pair of tight ends. Here comes Ohio State muscle. Clarett for the touchdown. Can he get there? Yes. Jackson could not cut the freshman off from the left side of the formation, but now they H-back. Yes, they'll turn Hartsock back around, and they'll go to the weak side. Easy. They're walking. Touchdown. They ran away from the strength of the formation that time, and Maurice Hall strolls into the end zone.
He's got it. He's got a touchdown. Alex Stepanovich, the center, made it happen. 2nd down from the 5. Clarett. Touchdown.
Fine job by Clark. There's the broken tackle. There's the touchdown.
Smith is up under center. Here's Pittman. Banging touchdown. But there's 24 seconds up on the clock. The Buckeye sideline explodes.
Downfield when you make one of those spins like that. That's amazing by Troy Smith.
Now the Irish must stop. They have a corner blitz, and the Bucks run right to it. Daylight, end zone ahead. Pittman, touchdown, game over. 60 yards.
Of Penn State's. Troy Smith says, somebody get that guy over there. He's coming off the corner. And he's right. There's the handoff. Pittman again breaks in, and he's in. Touchdown.
2nd and 4. And a spin
spinning move, breaking free, headed for the end zone. Chris Wells, 52 yards. With White leading the way, breaking free again. Touchdown, Ohio State. This time, it's Antonio Pittman. The first half belonged to Chris Wells, but they explode the middle again. 56 yards for the junior. And the Akron twins, Pittman and Chris Wells, have done the job.
Chris Wells, his first career 100-yard rushing day. And he's adding to that total. Wells cuts it the other way. The 20, the 15, and down to the 11. The same as running the football. Draw play, big opening, has 5, has 10, cut it off at 15, and now
Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy, Paul McGuire, Aaron Andrews with you from Columbus. Here's a negative play unless Beanie Wells can bounce it outside, and now he's got blockers. Wells, 40, midfield on the cutback. And something that looked like about an 8-yard disaster turns into a 27.
On the field. Fullback, and he barges into the end. Beckman and the Buckeyes are coming out now from the 37-yard line. Steady diet. Beanie Wells breaks past midfield, breaks into the clear. Foot race for the end zone. 6 on the board.
Who comes up and takes a very poor angle, and once the blocks are made because of that poor angle, and then Engelman, his partner in the back, makes a poor tackle, it opens it up. But Brent, you're right, Deontay Johnson, old school throwback, just a simple isolation play. His block open.
Wells, a big burst to the outside. Beanie Wells to the 30, the 20. Lunge for a tackle. Touchdown, Buckeyes, 65.
He wants to use.
Beanie Wells breaks it to the outside, across the 30, just stiff arms Jackson, crosses midfield.
Game against Florida. Tonight, coupled with their fullbacks, Tyler Whaley, number 42, Ben Person, 63, and look at this straight arm by Chris Wells, knocking over Shevish Jackson, the all-SEC corner.
Pryor gives it to Wells. Big hole up the middle. 10, 5, powers his way, touchdown.
Draw play. Beanie Wells, touchdown. Simple as that. Beanie Wells got an opening, might be gone. Beanie, 20, 10, goodbye. His long touchdown run is about all Ohio State's offense has got to show for it. Here might be another big one. Beanie.
Get down underneath.
Herron into the secondary. Herron into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
With Miller. And he's going to get the carry. And Rod Smith broke a tackle. And he's off to the races. Smith, he's going to score. High snap. And here's Hyde straight up the middle. And into the end zone for a touchdown. 15-yard touchdown run. Just like that, Ohio State moving with ease. And Hyde just steps over the defender into the end zone. Hyde makes his way inside the 10. Goes backwards. Now forwards. Reaches. Pylon. What a run by Carlos Hyde. BCS play. Here's Hyde, who's loose in the secondary. He's inside the 30, and Hyde will take it all the way for the Ohio State touchdown. A 51-yard run, and that's the third. The Big Ten title game on 12/7, December 7th. As Hyde is loose again, breaks another tackle, and Hyde will score another touchdown, his 4th of the day. He also had a receiving touchdown in the first half, so that's 5 trips to the end zone for Carlos.
Ohio State trying to regain the lead. And Hyde and Miller run into each other, and then Hyde powers in for the touchdown.
The 27th carry for Carlos Hyde in the ball game, and only one time has he been stopped for a loss of yardage or for no gain.
And again, he runs into his quarterback and then finds.
A cat and mouse between Urban Meyer, Tom Herman on the offensive staff, and Pat Narduzzi, who's upstairs communicating downstairs and out to the defense.
Barrett hands it off. Elliott runs near side again, gets the corner, a big gain, still running inside the 30, cuts it back. Elliott down inside the 5. And the Scarlet and Gray strike back very quickly.
With young Xander Diamont at the helm. Up the middle, big hole for Ezekiel Elliott, and Elliott into the clear. Elliott is going to take it all the way for the touchdown. Untouched, 65 yards, Ezekiel Elliott, his 8th touchdown run of the year.
Elliott has the first down and more, and Elliott's going to have a touchdown. On 4th and 1, Elliott takes it to the house.
First down and 10 of the 19. Jones handed it off. Elliott again. Watch out. 40, 30, 20. They're playing that Buckeye swag song already. 81 yards.
It's the initial line blocking. Look at this. Bam! Look at the gap that Elliott gets into. Jacoby Bourne gets a good grasp of it. Looked like Derek Landish, number 30 in this game.
First down and 10 at the 28. And here's Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott lost his shoe. He's still hoofing. Ezekiel Elliott down at the 10-yard line. Feet don't fail me now.
I will say this. My guess is that Secretariat, Seabiscuit, Man of War, if they ever threw a shoe, they weren't slowing down either. Neither is Ezekiel Elliott.
To run against. One of the best in the country, only giving up 88 yards per game.
On a 2nd and 13, just a straight handoff to Ezekiel Elliott trying to get wide right. And he got the corner and a hurdle. And now Elliott off the races down the sideline. 1st and goal, Ohio State.
Kobe Bourne, watch number 50 pull on this play, get a block on the middle linebacker, and again, hard to run inside.
At a 3rd and 10 and a 3rd and 9. They want to get a 3rd and goal right now. Marshall crosses the field. Elliott leads the way. Touchdown, Ohio State. That one puts him right back in business.
Moves off to the 2nd level. The new center, Elflein, gets a nice block, and Elliott able to run it into the end zone.
Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott off to the races. Can they catch him? No, they can't. Touchdown. Yards. This play from scrimmage allowed by Alabama this year.
And the freshman, that's him right here. Evan Spencer, we've already said he's a thumper as a blocker at the wide receiver. Watch the block he gets on the freshman linebacker. Key block in the play. Ezekiel Elliott gets behind that block. Billy Price gets a block on the safety, Nick Perry, and then the speed of Ezekiel Elliott does the rest. Evan Spencer has thrown a touchdown, and he just threw the block that may have secured the Sugar Bowl for Ohio State.
The last 2 games for this young man, 40 carries, 450 yards, a career high of 230 right now. And he had a 54-yarder earlier in the game. This one takes the cake. 85 yards for the
Elliott breaks free. Ezekiel Elliott gets a block and busts to the end zone. The final 33. 2nd down handoff. Elliott again busting free. Cuts it back up the middle, dragged down near the 30, and the Buckeyes again escape their own goal line.
Watch Vannett. Boom, that block right there. A good block by Pat Elfine on the play side, on the right side, opened it up, but it's Vannett again. This time he takes out DeForest Buckner, and a good job by the right.
He's got it again. Elliott! Touchdown, Ohio State on the final play of the quarter.
He follows now the right guard and the tight end. The same exact play, opens it up, and there's Zeke Elliott getting to that second.
And first and goal, Elliott again, barrels in.
And it's Elliott behind that offensive line.
Elliott dodged the eye of this national championship win. The first running attempt for Elliott, who breaks free. Zeke Elliott, nothing but green grass in front of him. Touchdown, Ohio State. Lightning strikes from 80 yards out.
Right guard who kind of opens it up. He gets two guys. That is a huge hole. Remember, you're committing so many people, that first wave of defenders, defensive linemen and linebackers, that you're either going to get a 3-yard.
This game has been full of them. They run Wilson in motion, give it to Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott off to the races. Dutra is the only one that can catch him. And it's a touchdown. 55 yards. That was the first time they gave them that look today, and it paid off. Did he get in as Dutra hustling?
Yes. Ball crosses inside the pylon. Excellent reach. Dutra did a nice job. He had to deke the blocker coming.
They'll run it. And they've got the first down and more. Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott. 65 yards on 4th and an inch. It was like the parting of the Red Sea.
Well, there was a blitz call, a run blitz called by Brian Knorr, the defensive coordinator. He knew that 15 was going to get the ball between the tackles. He blitzed to one side. They ran it off to the left side. That's the second time to the left side where this man has squirted through on short yardage for a big run touchdown. Melt this clock and get out of here with a win.
Elliott, flag is down. Elliott breaks contain again. Ezekiel Elliott, his third huge run of the day. Touchdown pending the flag. 75 yards. What is the call? Touchdown.
Excellent cover guy.
Second down and 10. Ezekiel Elliott got to the edge this time, and there he goes. Elliott in a foot race. They'll track him down, but he gets all the way to the 11-yard line.
Keeping himself.
And they're going tempo, and it's Elliott easily walking in. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Game right now. Similar to what Indiana did 2 weeks ago.
Elliott, touchdown. This time from 9 yards out.
Well, again, the
position. Third down and 1. Elliott, touchdown. Impressive opening drive by last year's national champs. Sean, it's almost too easy. I mean, when they have balance, and one of the things Ohio State struggled in was consistency throwing the football. They established the pass on the first drive. That allowed them to do this. Then when you have Ezekiel Elliott, your All-American, taking Jalen Smith, Notre Dame's All-American, into the end zone, and a good surge by that offensive line is a good sign for Ohio State. Quick.
And Elliott scores. Flag down at the line of scrimmage. The touchdown will stand. They were offside on the defense.
There, 15, Sean. We talked about it, right? Get him the football to get yourself in rhythm and momentum and let him go and wear down the opponent.
Back on the left, co-coordinated. And Elliott has his third touchdown of the game.
Notre Dame's not even lined up. I mean, they're tired and fatigued. McWarren, number 45, is trying to get from one side of the line of scrimmage to the other. They're not even in their three-point stance. There's no pad level. There's no surge. And the offensive line for Ohio State is ready to go on the snap. And Zeke again.
Hard as he can in his final game. High snap. Elliott found a crease and may find the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
I talked about this player. He doesn't catch a lot of passes. He will in the NFL, but he's an outstanding blocker. He's going to get the spring block. They're going to have two pullers. And watch Nick Van Nett come off, seal off the inside. Then when Ezekiel Elliott gets to the secondary, he's a strong sprinter and has it.
Barrett handing it to Samuel around the corner with Spade. First down and more. Samuel, Brooklyn's finest touchdown. Ohio State.
Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins. Michigan's misery in this building continues. Ohio State perseveres and prevails 30-27 in double overtime.
For the Buckeyes, they bring Mike Weber in at running back. Hand it to him on the seam. There goes Mike Weber. He will take it. Touchdown Buckeyes from 47.
Been none of that so far today versus Ohio State.
Mike Weber's the man in there on first down, and he's got it with a gaping hole. And Mike Weber turns on the afterburners. He's going to take this one. Touchdown Ohio State. What a performance. Domination.
Weber. And Weber picks up a first down. Weber racing to the end zone. Touchdown Buckeyes. Second and 6. Dobbins breaks a tackle. Watch out. Burst of speed. Look at this freshman. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown. 78 yards. On first down, Dobbins gets through the hole. J.K. Dobbins down inside the 15.
They won't need him, but they do have all 3 timeouts. And it's a first down and much more as Dobbins breaks free. In the clear. Foot race. Oh, finally. Touch him, but not tackle him. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Formation. They love to run crossing routes from this.
3rd down and 6. They'll run Dobbins around the corner. Dobbins looking for the first down. He has it and more. Still in a move. Dobbins. Touchdown, Buckeyes. What a run by J.K. Dobbins. A 26-yard touchdown. He now has 149 yards rushing on 17 carries.
I count 6 missed tackles. You could say maybe 1 right there, maybe a half. You got 1 right there. 2, 3, 4, a stiff arm, 5, and a 6th. And Dobbins is into the end zone.
What a
How about
player.
the little guy with some strength at the end of that run?
Dobbins. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins. Out of bounds. No, still on the move. And he gets to the 10. He's got 120 yards rushing. Dobbins straight ahead. Touchdown, Bucks. On 2nd down. J.K. Dobbins. Oh, he lost it. Gets it back. Picks up a first. Hits the sideline. Burst of speed, and he'll dive forward to the 40. A 35-yard run for the junior from LaGrange, Texas.
Are you kidding me with this bounce? The ball pops out and right back to him in stride. And Dobbins takes it and runs for a huge explosive run. What a fortuitous bounce there. Dobbins is wide open.
And Ohio State running it. They'll get in. J.K. Dobbins. Easy does it. And the Buckeyes have a chance to take the lead. Dobbins trying to get outside, cuts it inside, touchdown. J.K. all day. 2nd touchdown of the first half. Here's Dobbins looking for his 3rd touchdown, and he has it. Just like that. Ohio State capitalizing on the Michigan mistakes. And the Buckeyes take a 27-13 first half lead.
And here's that big offensive line leaning on that smaller defensive line again. Huge hole on the left side provided by Thayer Munford. Jonas.
What a day and what a life. Dobbins. First down. Dobbins. Dives. Touchdown, Ohio State. The final score here at Michigan Stadium, 56-27.
Dobbins in the clear. Off to the races. Can they run him down? They cannot. Touchdown, Ohio State. .68-yard lightning strike by the Buckeyes.
Well, the build-up in this game, we really wanted to see Clemson's run defense with how aggressive they can be. And the way their linebackers come down, their safeties, could they hold up against the physicality of the Ohio State offensive line and J.K. Dobbins? Dobbins, one of his first carries of the night, explodes for that. Isaiah Simmons moving around here.
They're expecting an interior run. Instead, it's Dobbins around the corner and into the secondary. Off and running again. Dobbins finally tripped up inside the 10 by Tanner Muse, but the Buckeyes threatening.
I showed you Isaiah Simmons, and Brandon Bowen, the right tackle, felt that, and he does a nice job of kicking out on Simmons, and that's exactly where J.K. Dobbins ended up finding that crease in the defense. Again, if you've not seen Dobbins play a lot, he looks...
Fields with a handoff, and slicing through is Trey Sermon. Long strides looking for the end zone. Touchdown. Trey Sermon made one backdoor cut, and there was no one left for Michigan State.
Well, watch the offensive line. They're going to push everybody this way, and then this is the defender that's left over. Watch what Justin Fields' vision does to him. Freezing for just a second. Sermon hangs it. Look at this crease now that you have for that offense. That's great. Sermon's got to hug that offensive line. Justin Fields hangs that defender out there for a second with that potential quarterback run.
Fine job so far, 10-6. Leading Ohio State. Here's Sermon. Sermon breaks it outside, stiff arms, and goes down at the 25. Run the ball.
Number 8 is starting to show the type of back that he can be. Missed tackle right there in the hole, and then he was gone. Look at me, shot out of a cannon right down the middle of the field, turns on the Jets. How about number 1, by the way? Justin Fields did this. This is a run on that right side.
He runs actually left with space. Sermon again. Sermon, burst of speed down inside the Northwestern 25. Chris Bergen with the saving tackle.
Well, look at this great block right here. You're going to get out of the tight end. Terrific job coming across Luke Farrell. Bang, and he's the one that seals that edge. Sermon then cuts it back, and he's able to get loose again right down the middle of the field. This guy has been outstanding today. Best player on the field is number 8.
The deep man, they give it to him. He breaks it back. Trey Sermon, touchdown, Ohio State. Run, and they ran some more.
This is that same play that they ran for a big long gain earlier in this series. It's just kind of a split zone, Gus, where they bring the tight end across, and what that does is it's holding the backside linebacker. Watch right here as this backside linebacker gets held by that tight end movement, and then if you get to the second level, which they do.
Trey Sermon. Out of bounds inside the 15. What a game this man is having.
And that offensive line is just absolutely tearing them up front. Check this out again as that split zone. Tight end goes backside. Sermon this time stays on the front side. Huge hole, and he's able to get loose in the secondary. I tell you what.
And they run Sermon again. Trey Sermon cuts it and goes down at midfield. Chris Bergen with the tackle at the 3. Here's the pitch. Sermon to the corner. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Not much this Northwestern team can do, and the offensive line is winning and establishing this type of dominance up front. They've got to commit. They've got to commit the resources right away, and they do so, and then they just pitch it out. Great blocking on the outside. Again, a tight end block, wide receiver on the outside. There's the true freshman Julian Fleming getting a block on the outside, and Sermon easily.
They'll give it to him. Sermon, first down, still running. Sermon breaks it outside. He's got the record and more. Talk about a man that wants it. A man that left Norman for a different kind of opportunity. He wanted to eat. Big meals in Columbus. He now has 325 yards rushing. And that is the
over the defender. You're right. Now he's got the ball again, running left. Sermon in the clear. Foot race. Touchdown, Ohio State. Buckeyes answer quickly. And Sermon still has the hot hand.
How about the left side of the offensive line by Ohio State? Left tackle Thayer Munford. Matthew Jones is at left guard, 55. Clemson struggling to get lined up. Ohio State goes fast after the last play. Nobody there. The alley opens up on that stretch play. You can see Clemson not in position. Unlike them, not getting lined up. That's about the execution and what you're asking him to do.
And bursting to the middle is Sermon, rumbling into the secondary, breaking tackles, stiff arm, and is finally corralled down near the 25 by Zanders, but Sermon continues where he left off at Indy.
Watch Luke Farrell from the right work back to the left. Boom, that block right there allows him to get underneath in that inside zone play. This is the part of Trey Sermon that people underestimate. That stiff arm, how live that is. He does not go down easy. Much linear than some of the backs that Ohio State has had in the past. 6'1", 215 pounds. And to see where he was early in the year.
Williams again has a hole, breaks a tackle, and barrels down inside the 15. Mayan Williams fights to the goal line and crosses it. Ohio State stretches the lead.
On 4th and 1 and let the power back try to get it.
To Ohio State's benefit, and now a big gain for Henderson. Bucks it to the outside. Henderson's got speed down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Ohio State. 61 yards.
If you're Notre Dame, you got to be alert for a run here as the last play of the game.
Give it to him. Train him up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, Ohio State. They walk it off at Notre Dame Stadium. They will look at it. They have to look at it.
Well, first of all, gutsy call, calling the run. All the defenders on that side. Trainum runs back to the left. Notre Dame did not have enough defenders on that side of the formation. Now, did he get the ball across the plane? I think so. It just needs to, the nose of the ball just needs to cross. That's a touchdown. Gutsy call, 4th down. They went to the run. They took Travion Henderson out. They brought the bigger back in, and Notre Dame was not in a good formation defensively to stop the run to that side.
Stunned silence in South Bend.
Score a game. If they score again, it'll be just like a week ago against Penn State.
Henderson gets away. Henderson stays on his feet. There he goes. Travion Henderson. Touchdown, Ohio State. 33 yards and a dagger.
I mean, just great blocking. Henderson pays it off, but watch the block here in the second level. Watch the right tackle, number 70, come over there, Josh Fryer. Watch these guys just blow a hole in the Wisconsin defense. It has been very stout tonight. One missed tackle there at the end.
Probably get more mention for the Heisman Trophy. Oh, breakaway.
Henderson gallops, and he slides down. What a unselfish play right there.
That was awareness of just understanding game situation over personal stats. Henderson right up the gut, and right here he thinks to himself, you know what? We're better off.
I formation, 3 tight ends. Judkins plows in. Ohio State with the perfect start. Quickly up 2 scores.
I think it's pretty obvious.
5 play touchdown drives.
Yeah, this is a good job up front. Momentum. This is an offensive line that was much maligned after that Michigan game.
Yeah.
Handoff. Breaking into the clear. Henderson. Touchdown, Ohio State. They're 3 for 3.
Really, I think the athleticism, great blocks in the interior there. What a job there by Luke Montgomery, who has not played a lot of football. Look at him drive the Tennessee defender into the ground, and then Henderson with that speed and acceleration. Just no chance for that back end after the safety Brooks missed it.
A lot of folks wondering, including Ohio State faithful. Judkins, and behind all that scarlet muscle, he powered into the end zone, and Ohio State closing in.
Fryer, watch this double team. Bang! That's how you open up the right side in short yardage.
This Ohio State offensive line really ripped by the inability to move Michigan. They were controlled by the
attitude that they have. It was powerful, like I said.
Henderson breaks free. House call for Ohio State. 24 yards as the Buckeyes can begin planning for Pasadena and a rematch with the Ducks.
1,200 yards as a true freshman, battled through injuries, follows the counter here. And this guy, you know, he found the Lord, you know, throughout his time at Ohio State, went through so much adversity.
His upper back, his upper vertebrae, those are two big guys to be out for Oregon right now. I'll try to keep you updated.
And the bad news gets worse. TreVeyon Henderson is loose down the sidelines, all the way to the end zone. It's a Crimson avalanche here in Pasadena, 66 yards.
In order to do that, you need good blocks on the front side, and now you get him in space. His secondary, they've had a rough day just trying to defend the speed of Ohio State and Jeremiah Smith in the passing game. Now you got to come up and run support and deal with this guy. Man.
Touchdown drives are 3 plays, 2 plays, and of course that was a 1-play sprint by Henderson. Under center. Toss sweep. Henderson has blockers and just gallops into the end zone. Again, Ohio State makes it look easy. Second touchdown for number 32 today.
Big block right here. Getting bodies turned to the inside. Look at him turn and get those Oregon bodies turned back to the inside. Now you have Kosmeric. Good block on the outside.
Judkins had to dodge traffic and then fights forward and scores! Ohio State up and running quickly again. Judkins, touchdown, Ohio State takes the lead. What a march.
He gets that conversion, and look at the blocking. Watch this collision right there. Again, it's Taft. Good job by Gerd on the kick-out block. The tight ends, all 3 of them.
First and goal. Judkins slips a tackle. Quinshon Judkins dives for the end zone, and Ohio State makes it 2 for 2 and takes the lead.
High offense. Jaden Osbury, number 4, gets off a block and then takes that stiff arm right into the turf. I tell you, he's not the biggest back. He's 215, 220 pounds, but man, he runs like he's 230 pounds. Is the knee up? It is. The hand is down, but the ball is able to extend. That looks good to me.
Deep shot against Texas. He was almost perfect against Tennessee and Oregon. Haven't had to employ that tonight. Judkins breaks free. Quinshon Judkins hits a sprint. And they'll finally run him down at the 5. An explosive play for Ohio State. Pick it up where they left off. Grabs 70 right there. Judkins as well as the 3 tight ends. Power formation. Judkins easy. And Ohio State stretches and flexes. Cannot be stopped so far.
And this is a power play, that backside guard pulling around. Good block on a play side tight end there.